Right now with the handshake, Julius Schwarzkopf is opening. It is absolutely what the Rikka player wants to have. There is just a small chance that the deck breaks because all you need is the genius Sunseed Lokai.
Once upon a time, there was a part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where if you drew a normal monster, you'd be in a really bad spot. But in this specific scenario, Julius does really want to see a normal monster. That's a Petal coming down here. Not too bad. Not the ideal normal summon you would like to see. No die either, but still a decent starter in its own right.
No response here from Lorenzo.
I gotta say, I love how stoic Lorenzo is. Like, he has just, his face is just completely focused.
I mean, for anybody who's been around in the game, he is from Milan, and he is a dear friend, or you could say he got a mentorship from Stefano Memoli, one of the OGs. And if you remember how Stefano Memoli used to play, he was exactly this stoic, so yeah.
I played versus Memoli in Prague 2016.
Yeah, so you know,
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
he doesn't give out any expression, yeah.
Easy 2-1 victory, just
Okay.
and there's the Ash Blossom on the Rikka Glamour, but there is, I think,
oh, we tributed anyway. Nice. Okay, so we get to trigger the Strenna, despite having the Ash there, so does get to special summon itself out the hand here. Now, do we have any way to keep extending?
The Princess.
Yeah, the Princess that was added is indeed still in the hand. We can overlay it into the Strenna detached to recycle a card from the graveyard. Now, do we still have a way to keep playing after this? That's the question. 2 cards remaining from Julius here.
Let's see.
I have barely ever seen a Rikka combo stopped by a single Ash Blossom. Is this maybe a first? Is Lorenz's Ash Blossom just that powerful? Oh, we have the Con already, so that means we can set a spell or trap from the deck. We have already used Glamour, but we could maybe get a sheet.
Yeah, I think it would be quite a underwhelming opening to just end with Strenna and Sheet, but despite that, it would still be Hypertron plus the Steal and Tribute for cost effect, so even if we stop here, this isn't completely horrible.
No.
And of course the Negate as well in the graveyard, with the Princess. So despite the Ash Blossom, Julius isn't in too bad of a situation here. Lorenzo with just a single Ash Blossom so far coming down.
But we also have to mention...
And that's a pass!
Ooh. Yeah, the issue is that to guarantee the Princess, you need to keep Rikka on field. So basically, that's what he's doing.
I suppose you could tribute the Strenna and then use the Strenna to go into the Queen. Does that work?
Yeah.
Should work, yeah. So you should be able to always control a Rikka here. Now the question is, how far can Lorenzo extend with the Unchained? We haven't seen it on stream too much this weekend, despite the fact that it is arguably one of the sort of decks to watch out for. Although it didn't make the highest top cut representation, did it?
That is true, but I think from top 32 on, it was definitely the most played one. I think with 4 contenders, whereas the second most played deck was Tier Limit with 2, and other decks with 2 as well, like the Wanderies.
What can I say? Tier Limit players just weren't milling correctly. That's kind of on their fault, right?
Yep, that is definitely also what happened in top 8, if I remember correctly. There were lots of talents in the graveyard. None of them were activated. However, Lorenzo is starting off with the tour guide from the underworld.
Shoutouts to tour guides. Gotta love to see that in any deck. Just saying.
Yeah, agreed. I do actually agree, and I think this is going to special summon out a Fiendish Rhino Warrior, as we are used to it by now. But I was gonna say earlier, Unchained is basically the best deck in the format right now.
Oof,
so
bold statement.
That's a very strange thing for you to say after witnessing a Guido.
But it's true. It is able to play through many interruptions or negates. So I think that this, I want to say, lackluster field that Julius put up could actually not be too strong.
This is really scary here. If we have a Shavara in hand by Lorenzo, we can actually dodge the steal here.
Yeah.
As the Con should be tributing this tour guide for cost. And yep, no, it resolves. All right, Rhino has been taken by the sheet here.
Yeah, I was thinking whether you would print it instead the tour guide. That was also a possibility on Julius' side, but
could be
maybe less risky.
Yeah, probably a little bit afraid of thrust. Maybe you want to leave that line to the last possible moment, potentially.
Fair.
So Lorenzo still has some options here.
Yeah. Usually you would set one, okay, but still.
Prison does get you any Unchained card from your deck here, so you can go for Aruha as the extender. We could go for the trap if we already have her. Him, I think, Aruha.
Yeah.
They're twins.
Or you just summon it, run over the Rhino, and send Shavara to the graveyard.
It is your own Rhino, technically, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it is.
You search Archaea, attack over it, set a card, and then you get the pop effect, but you can also search for the Shavara. I wonder why that did not happen earlier. Maybe he just has enough to play and did not want to give this away. He wanted to bait out the ricochet on this.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I suppose if you reveal that you have Shavara to your opponent, they could choose to sheet at a different time. Okay, so, I mean, there really isn't a ton of ways to extend here other than setting. So, yep, here it comes. We do have the set after all, and the Shavara will be negated by the Princess. It remains in the hand, very important. A lot of negates typically will destroy. That's definitely not a card you want to be able to trigger in your opponent's hand with the Shavara. So we're negating by tributing our plant monster we control. The Strata then can climb up into the Queen or the Hypertron.
We are deciding on the Hypertron right here.
All right, do me a favor. Let me see this. Hyperiton.
Hypertron's fine.
I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Okay, I thought it was a machine, you know? What can I say?
Well, okay.
Get it, Tron? No?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got it.
I got it. You didn't need to explain it, but now, yeah. Fair enough.
All right, so getting the Italian card text of Hyperiton on the field here for Lorenzo to have a double check.
Because...
Oh, there's that thrust.
Wow. That is very strong.
All right,
a nice bait, I want to say, maybe.
Yeah, it was an incredible play because, you know, he forced the negation, and that if he would have allowed it, he would have just destroyed his own trust. That was a heads-up play by Lorenzo. Wow.
500 IQ, what can you say?
That's
Italians.
That is
Italians, that's what we do. Improvise.
That's some foresight right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Picks up a Talents, and do we force out the Hyperiton? Do we draw cards? Okay, we're forcing it out here. I mean, this is incredible if we go and attack over here. We can attack. Fiendish Rhino sends Shavara. Shavara sets a card and then maybe make a Zeus, I assume.
This is great.
I think people do typically play Zeus in their Unchained lists if they're running Talents.
Yep, there is a Zeus in the extra deck.
All right, okay.
Beautifully execution by Lorenzo nonetheless. And now, as mentioned, he gets to trigger this Rhino and is pretty much able to come back. To be fair, yeah.
If you go for a Zeus lane, do you even want to set something here? Do you want to send Shavara, or do you want to maybe get something else? Or
there's a couple of things you can go for. So he does send Shavara to set a trap, but there's also the option of sending Sayama if he has another trap in the hand. He can actually continue playing. But it looks like we're going to go for the Chamber here.
He also knows at least one, because Akarinen is the Glamour, right? So
yeah, there's a Glamour in hand. I don't know if Unchained really has a way to deal with just a spell activation, especially with Concon. Concon very important to try and deal with at some point.
And there he goes. So Zeus coming down from Lorenzo.
Now the question is, do we have anything else to follow up on here, or will it just be a Zeus? Now, wow, okay, that is just a pass back here, and in the end phase, Pedo comes back, will be a resource on Julius's first turn to be able to get a search here. And is the Princess... No, Princess shuffled itself back here. So I feel like you are potentially inclined to... I was going to say, maybe Zeus immediately was the play, right?
You needed to absolutely...
Yeah, but then it would also feel bad because you lose your escape. But I suppose, not the escape, sorry, the Chamber. The Chamber doesn't really bring anything back, though. There's nothing really super relevant.
You Chamber for the Shavara, and then you Zeus, so you can get the Shavara effect again and set an escape for next turn. Or for this turn, even so you use the Shavara from hand.
You are a genius.
I am.
That is a very good play, yeah. Now, despite Lorenzo actually playing this like super intelligently in the way that he bluffed with that thrust pop, for example, that was incredible, by the way. It looks like Julius might have a decent amount of gas left here to take this turn 3 into a powerful spot, especially with Petal just coming back every end phase.
Yep. This is why you give your opponent Lava Golem, because then Petal does not come back.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yep. Let's have a quiz on the percentage of Lava Golems this weekend. Yeah. Just like we did.
And there we have it. Shavara is going to pop the Chamber that was still on the field, of course. And this is going to summon out another Unchained card from the deck. Are we going to summon out the Abomination to discard a card and pop one? Yeah.
This feels like a really heavy investment by Lorenzo.
Does he have anything in hand?
I hope he does. I think he's got one card, right?
Doesn't look. Yeah, okay. Like
he's got two. Okay, he's got a Sarama and another Thrust, it looks like.
We are destroying the petal immediately.
You think Lorenzo maybe didn't play this turn out correctly, right? It just feels like with that con, it's really kind of caught him off guard.
Yeah.
I guess so, but the issue is if you then go for it in the previous turn, how do you still deal with this? Because you lose out on whatever play you had with the Unchained part of the deck, so I don't know. It doesn't seem like he had that great of an option. It looked probably better than it was actually was. He tried his best, but now, yeah. So many options available for Julius. Starting thing off here with the Tyrion part of the deck.
Yeah, we got Lilyboria sending itself to add a copy of the Discolosseum. Discolosseum can then get you a Regulus, then you have a Negate.
And you have dealt with the Concon.
Yeah, Lorenzo has mind gamed Julius into summoning Lilyboria. Yeah, I think that's what happened, of course. Now the issue is like plants kind of I feel like I want to say they struggle to deal with floating effects. But the Unchained, okay. Big thrust here.
That thrust is going to hurt a lot to Lorenzo. I think you can just go for every card. You can take Talons, you can look at the hand, you can take a monster, you can, I mean,
steal Abominable Soul, and that's going to be 3,000 easier damage to maintain.
Oh, that's a really direct way, but yeah, that works as well.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't think Lorenzo has anything else in the hand, otherwise it probably would have been used as Julius was comboing, unless we picked it up. That's a normal summon Lokai.
There he goes.
The most dangerous normal monster in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!
It was shy in this game 1, but finally decided to show up, and now we'll be there. And
all right, game number 2 here. Lorenzo faltering there, unfortunately, under the weight of a single Genus Lokai as he gets to go first in this top 4 match and begin with the Unchained strategy. Will we see a humble little combo that respects Nibiru? Lots of different ways to play around that hand trap. I'm sure Lorenzo knows all of the different columns in the spreadsheet for the different Unchained combos. And yeah, the DD monster, the Caesar. The rank
okay.
Wow.
No, okay.
Wow, this does not seem to be Lorenzo's game, and the next worst thing that can happen is the Lokai normal summon. It is unexpected die. Unexpected die. The crowd is cheering. This is going to special summon out the Lokai, not even using the normal summon. If you have an Ash, you kind of have to throw it right here, right?
The set monster is not part of the spreadsheet, I think. So Lorenzo just not having anything to do any. He can't play.
It played around Nibiru. You wanted him to play around Nibiru.
Yeah, that is one way to do it, I suppose. But this is really unfortunate from Lorenzo. Let's see if we've got any other disruption. Droll and Lock
coming down.
Something.
At least some hope. Yeah.
Okay.
And Ash there. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Ash,
right,
Droll. All right, do we have anything else? We're going to attack into the set monster.
Hey,
That's
Sarama.
great, because it triggers your own Dryas.
Yep, so you get to special summon the healer out of the extra deck. Now, the question is, can we go further? I mean, not really. Like, it's hard to play under Droll and Lockboard with plants, honestly. Maybe if there's a way to climb up with the links into Bengal Lancer, potentially, but this is not really ideal. If this is all Julius has, then Lorenzo could be shaping up to be in a decent spot here. Dance Upon, okay, we're going to go for the Sylvan. Here we go, milling 3, 1 plant, and 2 plants from the Sylvan Dance Beyond here, hitting Madan. Wow, that's incredible. Unfortunately, Madan won't be able to add here, but we do have the Princess, which is a negate, so that's
good find.
Can it tribute itself from from the field? I assume so.
Princess, from your hand or GY?
Hand or graveyard, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
but still.
Not getting too ahead of ourselves here, but wow, incredible.
Worst case scenario, you can even go for adjustments line, right? So
Yeah, I mean, proving that Dante Mill 3 really is still just one of the greatest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, here we are just special summoning 2 plants for free out of the top of the deck.
Did Dante do that as well?
Yeah, if you mill Graffin's here.
Oh, fair enough.
All right, was that a pass from Julius?
No,
I think he kind of pointed.
No, I just asked how many cards were in the end, and they are 2. 2 cards left for Lorenzo.
So still under Droll and Lockbird, remember? So I think Julius is just trying to navigate some sort of way to maybe end on like the Rikka Queen or Strenna. Oh, Droplet, okay. Sending the Teardrop from the hand to negate the Sarama, and then using the... Oh, is there a bonus effect of the Dance Beyond? Oh, it copies the levels.
Okay.
Oh, okay, really neat. Wow. Yeah, Dante didn't do that, unfortunately. All right. Very good removal as well here. We're tributing monsters, which means that it won't be triggering the effect of Sarama to be destroyed in Special Summon. So removing the Sarama from the field here, and on top of that, getting the...
Princess.
Yeah, getting the Princess into the graveyard. Wow, Julius is just in such an incredible spot here. That's really unfortunate that Lorenzo just could not play like that. It looks like a pass back almost.
Yeah, we are not quite sure. We stopped the draw phase in its tracks. And now I think that Lorenzo has a triple tactic talents in his hand.
Yeah,
this might be...
Talents is, I mean, you need something to force your opponent to do something. So if we can't draw anything that actually helps us, you know, fulfill the activation requirement, then he's going to be kind of stuck here. I wonder what our judges are checking here. It won't be too long as we get back to the action here. But yeah, I think we're just clarifying some of
this game. If he didn't set the Sarama, Dryas couldn't have attacked it, couldn't have received damage, and couldn't have gone into the Dance Peon.
So what you're saying is he should have just passed completely?
Yeah.
All right.
I think if you're playing
in the
future,
kitchen, Leo. Get out of the kitchen.
If you're playing in the future versus Rikka and you haven't read any of the cards,
just pass.
Just pass if you can't play. Don't set a monster.
Noted. Noted.
Okay.
All right, we've got some plays here. Lorenzo has a set card and a Shavara in the hand here, activating to attempt to special summon as we enter his, I suppose, second attempt of trying to play the game here.
Is this going to be a mind game just like game one? Or is that actually going to be an Unchained, you know, trap or something? Because we have the Princess, so if that's a bait, I think now Julius might be onto him, you know?
I personally am a fan of just negating this. You do lose your Sylvan monster, but okay, all right, let's see. What did we
pop? Was it a bait? It was!
It was a bait. It hits the talons, but
we've
now
got
we have
the
the
Abominable Soul in the hand here. I don't think we have any cards in hand, right?
Yep,
yeah,
but it has a lot of attack points.
It does. It's big, yeah, true. Not wrong. It will be big enough to threaten the Queen, which can be used to tribute away the Abominable Soul, which does not trigger the Grave effect here. So I think actually what we're doing is deciding whether or not we Princess negate this, but actually choosing to not negate it. It's actually, the thing is, it's not a threat, right? There's no cards in hand. We just have a Shavara. So we just tribute it off with the Queen here, and we only have Shavara left. So, I mean, there isn't really much else you can do here, I guess. Like Shavara Crash Set, maybe? Yeah, I think you definitely want to get rid of the Sylvan Dance Peon in case we get 3 more cards out. But that's a protection effect, of course. The bonus defensive capabilities of sowing in the graveyard.
Be honest, did you know about it?
You know when it kind of glows yellow on Mastodon and then you know tap curse. Yeah, that just happened there. I knew all along, you know.
Of course. And that's it.
That's a pass from Lorenzo.
Julius now in the driving seat.
I think the hand of Julius, it still looked really bad. He had the DD Crow, he had a Lightning Storm, and the Regulus. And those are not cards that you can play with. So actually, you would have to work with the 2 monsters that you're having. I mean, I'm not sure that works.
Is Sylvan Dance Peon only on Link Summon, I assume?
And what a top deck!
Let's double check if that Dance Peon is on Link Summon, or if it's just once per turn. I want to say it's...
on Summon, right?
Yeah, if this card is Link Summon.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to just E-Telly for 3.
What a top deck it is, indeed.
All right, so the bridge of Regulus into Lilyborea, equal levels, different typings, and then bridging over to the Petal, which...
I'm gonna trust him on that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna do that calculation there. All right, we're adding Petal here. Petal is the normal summon of the deck, and we can get a search out for another monster. Probably gonna go and attempt to draw out the Madan here. It should be quite formulaic here for Julius. I don't know if he's done a lot of go second OTKs this tournament, probably been involved a decent amount with Thrasher, etc. But yeah, the only thing that stands between Julius and game here is a Shavara, which is not too much of a threat. It only sets a card, and it sets a card that unfortunately won't be able to be used this turn. So we just have to navigate through a single 2000 body, basically.
Oof, but there is the Concon, and you know, the Concon gives you access to the Glamour. So could get as simple as that.
Yep, you can even tribute away the Shavara, and then you're almost at game already.
Yeah, exactly. So it seems very tough for the Italian to still stay in this, and Rikka
Julius Schwarzkopf is moments away from advancing to the finals of the first YCS of the season of YCS Dortmund. Rikka Glamour is used to tribute Shivara, and now Shivara is going to trigger after the search is being conducted by Julius.
Almost reluctantly does Lorenzo consider activating the effect of Shivara here, but it's a commiseration prize of sorts, as Julius is just going to keep pushing forward with this plant deck. Activating the effect of the Glamour to search out here, gets out the copy of the Princess into the deck, even to negate the Shivara, not even allowing him to get a set card. Although we should definitely be able to navigate through game here as we go and activate the Primula in the hand on the new chain, because a plant was tributed, special summoning itself.
Yeah, it seems like we are just moments away from crowning Julius the first finalist for YCS.
And there's the scoop here, Lorenzo
packs it up. This